in. Mindy? Mindy? Hello. Can you have your thing visible for me so I don't have to move it around? The outline?
Sure. So is it asalam? Is it asalam? Instead of asalam, is it asalam?
Because it goes really fast.
I know.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I mean, it's a very quick, it does the,
What if we just say salam instead of asalam?
no, because those are the words. Okay, please don't.
So say it. Say it how you want to say it.
Maybe we can ask Dennis too. Okay. But I mean, I've been listening to the recording, but then that's good. Here.
I've got three. I have two on there. This is the one she just gave me.
Oh,
So maybe I'll take,
put it there.
put my old one away.
Hey, Lionel.
I'm happy for everybody who's made it through the storm. Yeah, I know. I was wondering if it was done when I didn't wear boots. Same kind of week.
It's all about the layers.
I got one under.
Good. I'm not ignoring you, I'm just focused. That's right, that's right. And I'm singing it all for you, Lorraine. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
So excited. I just wanted to ask, is it possible, would you be okay with our beloved Pi Mitzvah doing the barn pool?
Absolutely. That's
I'm feeling so excited about getting that practice started.
That's so good.
Thank you.
That's important. How good it is. How sweet it is to have the bar mitzvah do the Shema.
Whose grandfather died this morning? So it's just like, yep, it's all
Sorry. Oh, gosh.
this is why we come together. This is why we come together. Because, and I'm just amazed, like the two of you were leading up to the week of youth.
It's been amazing.
Holding it all together.
Yeah.
So just much, much, much love.
Thanks.
Thank you. And I'm just excited to get to harmonize with you.
I'm excited. I always love your harmonies and your leading voice.
Okay, how do you sing a salu?
So,
Okay. So how do you say this?
It is snowing, Katz, and dogs, and Reese's.
Well, I'm so happy
Yeah.
you braved the snow to make it in. It's amazing.
I know it's coming out.
Like assalam alaikum. How do you do that part?
Yeah.
It's like shalom aleichem, assalam alaikum. Right. Yeah. You ready? You ready? Shabbat shalom. Hine. Wait. Come on, help me. That's it. You know, I know 1,000 different Hine Matos, and I always come up and it's like deer in the headlights. What is it again? That's right, that's right. Hine matov umanahayim sheverachim gam yachad. 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 How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it
how
is
sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov umanahayim sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov umanahayim sheverachim gam yachad. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it
how
is
sweet it is
to be together on this day. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Hine matov. Oh, that's it. Hine matov umanahayim sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov umanahayim sheverachim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom,
Good
everyone.
to be here.
Shabbat Shalom. It
Shabbat
is exceptionally
shalom.
sweet to see you here, O ye intrepid souls who made it through the many days worth of snow to be here in the sanctuary here on 50th Street on Dakota land, and to all of you who are on Zoom, also intrepid souls. And on YouTube, it is so good to be gathering together in this multimodal minyan. I will invite us, if we feel so inclined, to come closer. If there are seats in front of you, I invite you to come fill them up, to say hi to the people who are near you, to just come a little closer. If you're sitting exactly where you want to, please stay exactly where you are. So my name is Rabbi Ariel, and I'm so glad to be able to welcome you here to Shabbat, to Shir Tikva. I have brown hair and light skin, and I'm wearing a headband and a lot of different shades of white tonight, and I'm here, so grateful to be leading with.
I'm Rachel Lipkin, and I have, it used to be kind of reddish brown, now it's kind of gray hair and light skin and glasses and a yarmulke that my friend Bill got in Europe and brought it back for me. I was so excited.
Hi, and I'm Mindy Benowitz. Shabbat Shalom. I am light skin, curly salt and pepper hair, wearing a green shirt, and happy to be here.
So welcome to each of you. Welcome to the two of you. It's so good to be leading with you. Welcome to you no matter where you are, no matter how your week has been. Welcome to you who are celebrating Smachot. Welcome to Ruby, who's celebrating her Bar Mitzvah this weekend. Welcome to Andrea and to Jim, who are celebrating a birthday season.
Yay!
We're so thrilled to be able to celebrate with you. So let's just take a moment and allow ourselves to come a little closer to Shabbat, a little closer to rest. Let's take a moment and feel the connection that exists between us, no matter where we are in this moment. Let's take a breath together. And know that breath is the root of blessing, and it's the root of song. And as we open ourselves to blessing, I want to just take a moment and ask, is there anyone who is here in the sanctuary for the very first time? If you are, please raise your hand if this is your first time coming to Shir Tikva. Okay. And is there anyone who's here who is returning to the sanctuary for the first time since COVID started? Welcome back. Welcome back. So good to see you here. So it is so wonderful to be able to welcome you, to be able to be together in this minyan, and to be able to mark this passage into Shabbat together. It's my joy to invite Ruby and your family to please come join me on the bima as we kindle our Shabbat lights. And if you're at home, I invite you please to kindle along with us if you haven't already. Come on up. Our candle lighting is found on page 2. One moment. We'll sing a nigun as we wait for the light that will help us kindle the light. Ya la 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 la, ya la ya la ya, ay ya la la ya la ya la la, ay la la. A friend with a lighter just literally threw it up the stairs. I saw a bag travel. This is really good practice for Hanukkah, I think, as we light the light that will help us light the light. Let's try this again, shall we? No, we're here. Shiloh, come back. We're just going to light this candle directly. Yeah. We don't usually do initiations for B Mitzvah students. Here it is. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Ruby, may that be the hardest thing you have to do all weekend, this lighting of the candles. Mazal Tov, we'll do the rest of it later. You may go for now. No. You're good. So it's my joy to invite Jim and Andrea to join me here on the bima in honor, lichvod yamei huledet shelachem, in the honor of your birthdays. So as they come and join me here on the bima, I just want to say what a joy it is, what a delight to get to bless you in the season of your collective 150th birthday. Mazal tov. Mazal tov to you both on reaching this moment. You each stand here as beloved human beings in a community that you have given your hearts, your resources, your wisdom, your humor, your courage to help shape. So thank you for opening up to this celebration in this place. Thank you for giving us a chance to lift you up. So we enter Hanukkah this weekend, kindling our first candle on Sunday night. And we kindle the light on Hanukkah in a really special way, passing flame from candle to candle. And each of you, in your own way, are a shamish. Each of you, in your own way, are that candle that lights the candles around you, that passes your light without your light being diminished. So each of you, through your action and your intention and your leadership, help justice and beauty, friendship and wisdom to grow around you and through you. And so as you enter this milestone year, may you carry your sacred sparks with joy, with health, with a sense of accomplishment, and also with a sense of energy for what is to come. So thank you for sharing yourselves with our community, for believing in the power of Jewish organizing for good. Thank you for your laughter, for the gift of the generations of your family. May you take joy and comfort in the many sweet flames that are dancing around you here in this room and in the concentric circles of your community, the bright lights of the faces of your dear ones around the Shabbat table, in the ways that you pursue justice, in the ways that you support each other's health and well-being. So may 75 bring you new learning, health of body and mind, and chances to adventure and moments of sweet rest. So let's sing Jim and Andy into this new year with sweet congratulations. Mazal tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov. Yeilanu, 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 ulecho Yisrael. Oh, everyone, so shall we sing? Shall we welcome Shabbat? Let's turn together to page 12, number 3 in our online Siddur. Let us welcome Shabbat with song.
L'chuna ranena l'Adonai nariah b'tzur yishenu nekadma fanav b'toda b'zmirot Lo, let us praise Adonai, creator of mountains, the depths of the sea and the land. Sing praises to God, whose power is all around us. Come sing with joy. Come sing with joy to God.
We are so lucky to have so many composers in our community, and this Shabbat we are featuring so many compositions by our beloved Rachel. We turn to Psalm 96 on page 13 Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, as we sing praises using these melodies of new songs.
Shir Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai Kol Haaretz, Shir Ladonai Baruchu Shemo Basru Miyom Leyom Yeshuato. Shir Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai Kol Haaretz, Shir Ladonai Baruchu Shemo Basru Miyom Leyom Yeshuato. Shir Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai Kol Haaretz, Shir Ladonai Baruchu Shemo Basru Miyom Leyom Yeshuato. Shir Ladonai Shir Ladonai Shir Ladonai Baruchu Adonai Baruchu Shemo Basru Miyom Leyom Yeshuato.
We continue together on page 16. The very first words on page 16, which is the middle of Psalm 98. Zamru Ladonai Bechinor. Let's sing praises with stringed instruments.
So this is the last thing I've written. I've been writing a lot during COVID. And it's in the, whatever. It's online.
Siddur,
It's
yes.
on the online Siddur, and you all don't have your computers, so I apologize we don't have song sheets, but the words are somewhere. And I was really, really feeling like we pray the world, we pray for song, we pray for so many things. And this is the prayer for thanking Adonai for instruments and how perfect. We do more than sing, we play. So Zamru Ladonai Bekinor B'kol Zimra Zamru Ladonai Bekinor B'kol Zimra. Strum the lyre, blast the shofar, keep the beat with the drum. Sing praise to Shekhinah with a melodious song. Sing, sing to God. Zamru Ladonai Bekinor B'kol Zimra. Zamru Ladonai Adonai Bekinor Bekinor Bekol Zimra Strum the lyre, blast the shofar, keep the beat with the drum. Sing praise to Shekhinah with a melodious song. Sing, sing to God. Thank you.
We continue together with, now I would like someone please to tell me, what color is this? Before I start the next, this is periwinkle? I come to Shir Tikva to learn my colors. I truly, when I saw Jess, our executive director, made new copies, and when I saw this color, I'm like, this is even more controversial than our last version, actually. For anyone who has been following the great debate of, is this song sheet blue or purple? Now we have, is this gray or
blushed indigo?
Blushed indigo, beautiful.
Yeah.
So please turn to our handouts. Check with Jess. Oh, fabulous, thank you. I look forward to input. We will begin with Ana Bechoach, number 1 in our song sheet.
Ana b'koach gedula yemincha Tatir zerura Kabel rinatam kasagvenu tareinu Nora Ana b'koach gedula yemincha Tatir zerura Kabel rinatam chasagvenu tareinu Nora Lai 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 hai 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 lai lai oh hai la 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 lai lai oh hai lai lai oh I believe in solid ground, till I saw the earth in motion, in the wind of steady change, and in the air, the rolling ocean. I believe in solid ground, till I saw the earth in motion, in the winds of steady change, and in the air, the rolling ocean.
So we turn now to page 20 to number 7 in our online Siddur for the Chadodi, this love song for Shabbat. And as is our custom here, when we reach the 9th verse, you're invited to rise in body and spirit. And if you wish, join those of us who are feeling brave enough to venture into the snow to greet Shabbat on 50th Street. I wish I had not left my jacket in my office. Feel free to bundle up.
Likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el ha'yuchad. Adonai echad, Shemo echad, Shemo tiferet ve'elitila. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mikor ha'bracha, mirosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kumi zimi toch ha'afecha. Rav lach shevet be'emek habachad, vehu yachamol ala ha'ichemla. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Itna'ari me'afar kumi, livshi bigdei tifartecha mi. Al yad ben Yishai beit halachi, korva el nafshi ge'ala. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orech kumi ori. Uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, ala ha'ichila. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Lecha dodi, likrat kala. Shabbat nekabela. Lo tevoshi velo tikami, ma tishtochachi u'ma techemi, bach yechesu ani mimami, v'nivneta העיר על תילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו למשי שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חלה את קהלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי, ונסלחה נגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום העטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובסולה, תוך אמונה הסגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Let's do it again. Let's do it. Oh yeah. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat
Hey,
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
We made it. In this time, we're going to greet each other. We're going to take moments either in breakout rooms on Zoom or here in person to wish each other Shabbat Shalom. We'll take about 4 minutes to do so. If the idea of that much noise makes you feel slightly alarmed, you're invited to go into the social hall and just take a few moments of quiet, and then we will return together. You'll know it's time to come back because you'll hear us singing again. But let's take this time and greet each other and wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
It's human. It's human.
There.
Do your kids like the snow?
Oh my gosh. And so he's been taking our girls to and from school on the sled.
Oh, fun.
And it's just
They must love that.
Shabbat shalom.
Although get veneers, so it's covered with beautiful wood grain. And you know what? Hi, good to see you. Thank you. What's lovely, I got it because you don't have to worry about it. It could be in 100-degree heat, it could be 30 below, and it's in time. You don't have to. I got it because of COVID. Instead of a wooden guitar that would crack or. So, and this is only. This fits in an overhead bin. It weighs under 4 pounds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, look online, it's really fun. So he takes them to and from school on this one.
And they're like the happiest. They're just all of us sits between Lily's legs, just like me.
You're just like coordinated. Yeah.
This is so beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I've I've written most of them. So it's like that's what COVID did to me. I just like sat there like, hey, here's a prayer. Let's put some music to it.
I was wondering, I thought, well, there must be a lot of like instruments and singing in her house.
I have a guitar in every room,
You do?
and I have them out so that like if a melody hits it, I just pick it up. And
Yeah,
listen to it.
yeah. Well, I was imagining what your home must sound like. Thank you.
And Mazel tov. Right here. It's right here, Jim. You're doing all right.
All right, here they come back.
Ya la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ay ya la 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 la, ay ya la 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 la. So it's my joy to invite up our Bar Mitzvah student, Ruby, to join us here on the Bima as we call each other to prayer for the Baruch. Please rise in body and spirit. Baruch is found on page 28. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la
turn to page 34? For the, okay. Shema
Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed.
You may be seated. We continue with this interpretation of the Via Hafta, which is found on page 37.
Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Adonai Elohechem. Amen.
We turn together to page 40 from Micha Mocha, accompanying each other through the narrows.
Say
מי את חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, קהל ישראל.
Amen.
We turn together to page 42 for Hashkivenu for our prayer for peace.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'taknenu be'etza tova milfanecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'taknenu be'etza tova milfanecha. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'taknenu be'etza tova milfanecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'taknenu be'etza tova milfanecha. As we turn together to page 44, which is the story of our relationship with Shabbat. Vishamru v'nei Israel et Shabbat, and the children of Israel protect Shabbat. We guard it, we remember it, we're in relationship with it. I want us to take a moment to think, what is one way for each of us? How are we going to be in relationship with Shabbat this week? Maybe we've already done it. How do we enter Shabbat? How do we protect this day of rest? This feeling of quiet. Maybe it's a big thing. Maybe it's something very, very concrete. It's a moment of quiet. It's a moment of rest. But let's just take a moment and think, how am I going to guard Shabbat? And how am I going to let Shabbat guard me? And if you've thought of something, if you've thought of your way, I'm going to invite you to call it out or to share it in the chat. How are we entering Shabbat? How are we keeping Shabbat this week? What do you think? The snow makes it easy to be quiet. You can hear the snow falling even on your coat. Beautiful. Beautiful, Kelly. Yeah.
that we can keep Shabbat, we can guard Shabbat by lighting candles. What's that one other? I'm going to look in the chat. What's that one way that we're going to guard Shabbat? Embrace the moment. Go to the woods. Yeah, Jim. Abstaining from video games. And it's a debate. Who's protecting whom? Shabbat or Jim? Oh, wow. So let's just feel that it's cook for friends on Shabbat.
Numb.
Wonderful. Setting aside time to read, meditation in the morning, no social media, no news. Just feeling that sense of we have strategies, right? This isn't when we sing Vishamru, we're not just singing these words, but we're actually holding the sense of we have practice. Our bodies know this story. And so we remind ourselves as we sing to take that seriously and to make space for our practice this Shabbat. Thank you so much for sharing and for inspiring each other with how it is that you keep Shabbat. Let's sing, page 44.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam oti leolam Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam Uvayom ha-shvi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam As we turn to our Amidah on page 46, we take this time to share words of gratitude from this last week. What are we feeling grateful for? What inspired in us experiences of wonder, of gratitude? Let's call out or share in the chat. Babies on sleds. Grateful for life.
Buoyed by gratitude, let's rise in body and spirit on page 46 for our Amidah. We'll begin together aloud, have a few moments in quiet. You're invited to sit whenever you're done with your own reflection, and we'll join back together on page 62, as we seal our Amidah.
Tefillah
of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yeah, you, L'ratzon, imrefi, v'hegion libi, lefanecha, Adonai, suri v'goali.
Just going to linger in that melody for a moment. Let's take a moment to pray for healing. Healing of body, healing of spirit. Let's call into our hearts the names of the people we're praying for. Maybe we're praying for ourselves. Maybe we're praying for loved ones, for friends. And when I look around the room, I'm going to invite you please to share names that of people you're thinking of. Please share names in the chat. If you want to hold your names close and not say them aloud, just know that this is a space that is holding all of our prayers, and together, may our prayers lift. May our prayers go exactly where they need to go. So tonight we're praying for dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Elena Refana La. beaming a lot of love to those in community who are dealing with new diagnoses, who are caring for loved ones who are ailing, who are living through chronic illness, and also to those who have been caretakers, who have been loved ones of those who are sick and who are mourning death. Recent deaths, I am sending love and wishes for comfort. So, dear ones, on Sunday night, we get to start celebrating Hanukkah. And in our textual tradition, there are two different takes on the Hanukkah story, one in Talmud and one preserved outside of the Jewish canon in the Apocrypha, in the book of Maccabees. And they are two very different versions of the Hanukkah story, though they're often conflated one into the other. In the book of Maccabees, we read a story of war and battle, Jews killing Jews and Greeks, military victory, rededication of the temple, and a party. In the Talmud, the story revolves around the defiled Hechal, the defiled sanctuary. The Greeks impurify all the oil, and then when the Hasmoneans, when the Maccabees grow stronger, they reclaim the temple and they find, this might sound familiar, one cruse of oil left with an unbroken seal, which means it's still kosher. And Nisa Bones, a miracle was made in it, and this little cruse of oil burned for 8 days. A holiday was declared, and new religious practices were adopted. Now, there's an ambivalence in Jewish tradition about which version of the story to tell. The Talmud essentially rewrites history to downplay the violence and military victory. And the Maccabees don't really come into Jewish cultural significance until political Zionism, as the early Zionists looked for a model for their own kind of leadership. Now this year, I find myself casting about for other stories, believe it or not, to ground my kavanah for Hanukkah. I might not be feeling so triumphant, but I am feeling ready to open to the possibility of nourishment, the possibility of connection. And thankfully, Torah comes to teach us about subtle, complex miracles in this week's Parsha. So this week in Parshat Vayeshev, Joseph is a teenager who annoys his siblings with his dreams of grandeur. And he gets thrown into a pit. He gets thrown into a bore by his brothers in an act of rejection and violence that sets off the arc of the rest of his life. And all of Joseph's story, his epic life, flows from this place, from the pit. It's from the pit that he's sold into slavery. It's from the pit that he is brought into Pharaoh's palace, from which he is cast then into a dungeon, only to rise out of it as a dream interpreter, an advisor to the Pharaoh. The pit is the space where both his struggles and his redemption and reconciliation with his brothers are born. Midrash Tanhuma, a 9th century collection of Midrash, imagines that when Joseph and his brothers return to Canaan at the end of the story to bury their father, they pass by that very pit into which the brothers had thrown Joseph so many years before. And the brothers grow immediately scared that being so close to the pit, Joseph will pull away from them again. They are afraid that in being close to the place from which Joseph's life changed so profoundly, he'll grow angry and lash out, remembering his experiences of loss and powerlessness. But, teaches the Midrash, rather than feel anger or resentment, as he approaches the pit, Joseph offers blessing. The Midrash teaches that Joseph blesses in the way that a person blesses when arriving in a place where the miraculous has taken place. He says, Baruch hamakom she'asa li nes b'makom hazeh. Blessed is the makom, blessed is the place, or is the divine one that made for me a miracle in this place. Makom is both a name of God and the word for place. Joseph blesses the place and the divine spark that made possible his survival and resilience, his ability to forgive his brothers, the entire journey that he underwent as a result of that initial trauma, and the opportunity to bury his father after being estranged from his family. And Joseph uses the word makom in the blessing both as a name for God and for the location of the pit, the place where it happened. Makom is the physical site where our lives take place. Makom is the container of the fullness of our lives, everything that happens to us, including the nisim, the miracles of the possibility of transformation. And I think his blessing on the miracle of the pit sounds much like Octavia Butler's teaching from Parable of the Sower. All that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change. Or, Baruch hamakom she'asa li nes. Blessed is the miracle of transformation. In our midrash, Joseph acknowledges that he is forever transformed by being cast into the depths of the pit, that he was changed and the world was changed. God is changed, so he blesses change. He opens to the understanding that change is a miracle, is sacred, and his blessing allows him to resist calling experiences simply good or bad to fix them in particular significance. Let me be clear at this point. There are traumas that are not miracles waiting to be blessed. Our midrash does not offer a simple paradigm for metabolizing all suffering, but it models a way to discern and acknowledge the moments when, in profound challenge, new capacities to love and move and imagine are born. So reading the story of Joseph in conjunction with the story of Hanukkah flips the script from Ness being about a military victory or divine intervention, and it places the miraculous within our own capacity for forgiveness, for transformation, and for healing. So when we sing the second blessing when lighting the candles on Hanukkah, She'asa nisim lavotenu, the one who performed miracles for our ancestors in their day and also in this one, we connect to the possibility of kindling our own sparks of transformation and of opening to change. And I think that this is the root of the practice of the Kabbalists of Spain in the 12th century, who, when celebrating Hanukkah, would focus their attention on the light of the candle, trying to identify individual colors in the dancing flame. And each color that they saw, each detail that they noticed, would remind them of a different face of the divine, of different attributes of strength and resilience in them. Each color would remind them of the possibility of opening to the hidden potential in themselves. And from this tradition comes the practice of watching the Hanukkah candles burn, from kindling until they burn all the way down. From slow, patient presence emerges the miracle of new possibilities. So as we move towards Hanukkah, may each of us stay aware of the ness of this season, the miracle of this season. It's not a miracle that's separate from struggle, but rather the miracle of connecting with our capacity, with our courage in the face of the challenge. So Shabbat Shalom and Chag Urim Sameach. So I'm going to invite us now to open to blessing and invite our friends on Zoom to bless us in the chat. The words to our blessing, our community blessing, are found in our handout if you want to sing along with me. Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hane'arim, v'karev hahem shemi, v'shem avotai, Avraham ve'Yitzchak, ve'yirgul harav, bekerev haaretz. Yisimchem Elohim kesara, kerivka, kerachel ucheleah, כפריים וכמנשה, יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא la la, ya la la, ya la la. Ya la la, ya la la, la la la. Ya ya la 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 la. Ya la ya la ya la. May we recognize our inner sparks, and may our kitties stay away from Hanukkah candles. May the light heal us all. May we all find ourselves in a makom where we can recognize the miracles of our lives. May we feel the light in darkness. May the light be contagious. May we continue reaching for unfound stories. May we feel joy, delight, and sweetness. May we be as patient as the snow, as the candle as it burns, as we sit and study and change and rest. May we publicize the miracle of not breaking but bending, transforming and growing. May we take the light and spread it to those who need it. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la. Ya la ya la la, ya la la, la la la. Ya ya la la la, ya la la. Ya la ya la. We have been doing this tradition of community blessings for exactly a year next Parsha. I know. So just think of that, Zoom friends. You have been blessing for a very long time. And think of it, each of us, we have been receiving these blessings from our community, these exquisite blessings for a year now. So I'm sharing this week, so that way it's not a surprise next week, so you can come ready to bless huge anniversary blessings as we complete that cycle of Torah. So let us rise together, please, in body and spirit on page 284 for Vahashevota. Vahashevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim. Vahashevota el levavecha ki havaya hi Elohim. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We come now to Kadisha Tom, to Mourner's Kaddish. This chance for us to remember, and it's the custom of our community to share stories, if you wish, of people that you're remembering. So if I say the name of your loved one, please feel free to raise your hand and I'll come to you and you can share a story. Please try to keep the story to about a few sentences, if that's possible. So we observe Shloshim. We're in the first 30 days since the death of Scott Greenblatt, Cookie Montgomery's brother, Lee Lawton, husband of Ellen Kennedy, and Stacy Bergquist, beloved friend of Rachel Lipkin.
Stacy is a good friend. She grew up near the North Dakota-Montana border. I never knew her not to own a pickup truck. And she spent her career as a junior and sometimes senior high school guidance counselor. But she just spent, since October 13th, in intensive care at Mayo, and loved ones had to let her pass last Saturday, and I'm just very sad. Too young to go.
And we observe the yahrzeit of Sharon Deutsch, Tracy's mom.
My mom was well known as really, really tough. She was also well known to her students as someone who would never give up on a good story or a good book. And so to remember her, I often take time to sit and read a novel that I've been putting off.
And Harold Doroshow, Robin's father, Dorothy Eisner, Marion Eisner's mother, Isaac Epstein, Vicky Pizer's father, Merwin Feinsott, Jody Gordon's dad, Simcha Grindler, Penny Schumacher's grandfather, Rose Hartman, Maury's grandmother, Malika Henry, Stu Henry's sister, Amy Shedloff James, Dan Friedman Shedloff's sister, Naomi Kastenbaum, Ellen Kennedy's friend, Louis Kistner, Leslie Caffarelli's grandfather, Hans Munzer, Deborah Munzer-Doy's father, Edward Peter Colin, Michelle Love's ex-husband and Lauren and Ethan's father, Helen Resnick, Michael's mother, Terry Romanoff Newman, Michael Gerlich's domestic partner, Alfred Rubin, Ellen Kennedy's cousin, Norman Silver, Dan Kessler's birth father, B. Suckerman, beloved member of Shir Tikva, Vivian Tanzer, Beth Schmidt's grandmother, Louis Warm, Ellen Stetner's grandfather, and Myra Woods, beloved wife of Kelly Casey.
Can't believe it's been 4 years. My goodness. I moved and in Savage, and it's like on the border of the woods. I'm like, traffic on the left and deer on the right. I think she would love this weather. And just thinking of everything just came together during your Kavanah. I appreciate that, I feel like I was thrown in the pit with no water, with scorpions and snakes, and accused and, judged myself for being in the hole. But I have family and I have friends, and I thought it was all her only. And through grieving and through this beloved community and others, I'm so blessed. And I know I don't know what happens when we die. I haven't talked to anybody who came back and told me, but I just feel like the burden is lessening, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for Ritual, because I don't think I would have made it without it. And especially thank you for sitting with me when she died.
And we also hold with so much love Abby, the loss of your father this morning, Chester Fenton, and just holding your whole family, Ruby, as you open to this time of joy and of connection and celebration. Just know we are holding the fullness of this time with you. As Aaron said today, there's nothing more Jewish than holding all of this together, the joy and the sorrow, but just know we are here with you in it. We also observe the 10th anniversary of the Sandy Hook massacre. And so I'm going to read the name of the 20 children and 6 adults who were murdered on December 14th, 2012. And then I'll invite us to rise in body and spirit. Before I do, I'll pause and see if there are other names we want to share. So we remember Charlotte Bacon and Daniel Barden and Rachel Davino and Olivia Engel, Josephine Gay, Dylan Hockley, Don Lafferty Hochsprung, Madeline Sue, Catherine Hubbard, Chase Kowalski, Jesse Lewis, Anna Marquez Green, James Mattioli, Grace McDonnell, Anne-Marie Murphy, Emily Parker, Jack Pinto, Noah Posner, Charlene Previty, Jessica Rekos, Aviel Richmond, Lauren Rousseau, Mary Sherlock, Victoria Soto, Benjamin Wheeler, and Allison Wyatt. Are there names of people that you're holding with you that you'd like to share at this time?
It's the 9th yard site of my dear friend Erin Roderick's passing. It was a very unfortunate, very unexpected car accident, obviously this time of year. But she was just a really beautiful human being who always had something kind and loving to say to everyone. She would make a best friend out of anyone she had just met, and she inspires me every day.
This week, one of my elementary school classmates passed away, and that was just way too young. And he has 4 siblings who really miss him. Sebastian DeRoberts.
I was a teacher in Connecticut. We didn't know anyone at Sandy Hook who was affected directly, other than people who were in the building with their children reading in their first or second grade classroom, and who were among the parents running from the building with their kids. But it affected our synagogue in Connecticut because of how close it was. It was physically not that far from the synagogue. And where I taught was some distance away, and it was to bring my kids out for dismissal that day, and have the parents who are picking up the kids that are walking home, and have the parents say, "How are you?" And I didn't know what they were talking about, because, my second grade classroom did not have a television going in the back of the room, and I didn't know what happened until school was over. It hurt. A lot of people more than me, but it still hurt.
So I've been reading about grief and trying to understand. My birth mother passed away, and we had a bit of a relationship in the last 20 years. I'm grateful to her for doing what she felt was right. Picture me being raised in a log cabin in Andalusia, Alabama. I'd have been lynched. And we were able to talk through things that I think bothered her more than me. And she had a tough life. She recovered from alcoholism late in life, and went to work for the Virginia Department of Corrections on a horse, running a, what are they called? Chain gang, with a long rifle. And when she retired, she was a guard. And she shared what she'd been through coming from alcoholic parents. So at first, when she died, I felt at peace, I prayed. And I don't believe confusion is a feeling, I think it's a block. And ever since then, I've been confused. I cried last night for the first time. I'm not sure I'm not sure about the whole thing, but anyway, she was a very brave woman to have done what she did, to give me up for adoption. And she was a very brave woman to recover in a small hick town in Virginia and call out and work for AA and Al-Anon, and for all of that, I'm grateful. And her name was Donna Mae. Isn't that a cute Southern name, Donna Mae?
For all those we've named, for all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, I invite us please to rise on page 294 and offer Kadisha Tom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach leolam umei amaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlam araba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. May all those who are mourning know comfort, and let us say together, amen. So it's my hope that I get to invite Joel up to the bima to do some announcements for us. Joel is a member of the Shir Tikva board, fabulous human being, and thank you so much for making some announcements for us. Here's your big list.
May I use your mic?
Please do.
Do I have any other fellow hearing aid wearers here? How much of a pain is it to take off masks wearing hearing aids? And anybody know that? Like, it is really a pain. I just like fling a hearing aid every time. Okay, sorry. You gotta do something to, like, how do you transition after that, you know? So, sorry. Okay, anyway, some announcements. Thank you to all those who made tonight possible. Rabbi Ariel, thank you Rachel and Mindy, Gordon the Makam Minyan, David, Bailey, and Lori Sweet. Thank you to our Shomrim for your steady presence. Shiloh. A reminder that your community is here to support you, but we can't do that if we don't know what you're experiencing. So please reach out to our rabbis if you encounter a life change so they can activate the Shir Tikva network of support. That's in quotes, but like that's a thing. It doesn't need to be in quotes. Find all of our Shir Tikva programming updates in our weekly e-news and on our website. Please join us tomorrow at 10:30 for Ruby's Bat Mitzvah. Mazal Tov. We'll light our first Hanukkah candles this Sunday. Join our community to celebrate this festival of miracles. Starting on Monday morning, we'll have Zoom Hallel, a joyous and songful prayer service each morning of the holiday at 8:30 a.m. Starting on Monday night, we'll have a series of candle lightings in partnership with community justice initiatives, starting with the Community Sing, in person and virtually, with Interfaith Power and Light, led by Serena Partridge on Monday at 6 p.m. On Sunday, December 25th, I don't know why that date sounds familiar, at 4:30 p.m., we'll gather together for our ancestral tradition of Chinese food and a movie. Have we settled on a movie? Do we? Oh. As someone who grew up in the 90s with an older sister, I personally vote for Newsies. It was a very formative part of my youth. That said, please RSVP, even if it's Labyrinth, on the website if you're planning on joining. I mean, it's still a great movie. I really like Newsies. Also, like a musical about labor relations. I mean, come on. You know, when is Disney ever going to do that? Ever again? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. My vote is clear. Anyway, check out our website for all other fantastic Hanukkah programming, and thank you to our birthday pals for sponsoring tonight's Oneg. So please join us for some festive food after, just out there tonight. I'll be collecting Sidurim and the handouts, and if anyone wants to talk about anything Shir Tikva related, I'll be over there. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos. Thank you so much. I'm going to invite Ruvi and your family to join me back on the bima as we bless grape juice and challah. So we'll raise the Kiddush cup high as we bless. Page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta im kol ha'amim b'shabbat kodshecha באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. You want to take a little song? Okay, and then we'll bless the challah. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ בתיאבון. Do you want to grab a little piece? You're all welcome to eat. It looks beautiful, David Bailey. Thank you so much. So we will close in song, wishing each of you such a sweet Shabbat. Let's just say Shabbat Shalom together.
Shabbat Shalom.
Here we go. Let's close in song.
La da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 ya da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya 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 da 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 da,
Shabbat Shalom and B'tei Avon.
Shabbat Shalom.
The birthday feast looks beautiful. Thank you so much to Andrea and Jim. And Yesher Koach to Rachel and Mindy.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Wow.
Yay. Good.